the best virtual reality game. A new continent opens in the trending game Chrono Life Another World. First connection to another world. And here is our hero. His eyes shine with anticipation of the incredible. And he is greeted by 100 million new players already conquering the world. Here you can find the best companions to conquer dungeons and bosses. A new adventure is already waiting for you. The system announces, new character created against a paradise landscape. And his first item becomes an ordinary shovel? Before us is King Jisok, a level 1 newbie armed only with it. Here it is, the new continent, a completely different world. Jisok looks around, his face expressing bewilderment. But something is clearly wrong, judging by his sour expression. Where is everyone? Where are the 100 million players, he asks, looking at the empty expanses. And that thing, a shovel, seriously? Am I just supposed to dig? Jisok sticks the shovel into the ground with annoyance. Suddenly, a bright glow bursts from under the ground. Jisok's eyes widen in surprise and shock. A huge cube of earth rises into the air right in front of him. The hero's face twists in a silent scream of astonishment. The earth cube lands next to the dug hole. Jisok is stunned. What the hell? Did I launch the wrong game? Flashes through his mind. He cautiously pokes the strange earth block with the shovel. A light knock, the shovel touches the cube. Jisok hits the cube and it explodes into a cloud of dust. Material obtained, Earth X1, a system message pops up. The earth block appears in his inventory, causing even more amazement. Jisok thoughtfully looks at his pixelated inventory. Will this work with other things? He runs to the nearest tree. Jisok swings the shovel at the mighty trunk with a running start. A shovel strike and the tree crumbles to dust. Material obtained, wood X1. Jisok is shocked again. The system announces, crafting items available. The hero's eyes pop out. Before him is the crafting window. Wooden chair from 1 unit of wood. Craft? I can make a chair with 1 click? Jisok can't believe it. No way. But his finger is already reaching for the yes button. A bright flash of light illuminates the clearing after his choice. From shining cubes right before him, a chair materializes. Wooden chair creation complete, the system reports. Jisok plops down on the chair. This is just incredible, LOL. Jisok sits on the chair in the middle of the field. The shovel lies nearby and boredom is on his face. Ah, how lonely, he sighs, staring into the void. Is this really Chrono Life? Where are the monsters and leveling up? The hero wonders. The system reports, crafting skill increased, new items available. Jisok is surprised. And what now? He curiously opens the updated crafting menu. The list shows a wooden club and a sword, all made from 1 unit of wood. Aha, so the chair was part of the craft skill. Jisok thoughtfully studies the options. Suddenly, a siege catapult appears in the list. You can make that too? Jisok's eyes widen with a new idea. Huh? That's... He decisively plunges the shovel into the ground, and a glowing cube bursts out from beneath it. Jisok wipes sweat from his forehead. Done. Before him stands a whole log cabin, and he proudly stands on the roof with the shovel. The hero's face shines with pleasure. So much fun. Inside is modest, but Jisok is pleased. Not bad for a first time. He runs and jumps onto the bed made from 5 units of wood. How cozy! Jisok relaxes, putting the shovel under his head. Sunlight floods the room. It's more comfortable here than in my real apartment. Jisok's eyes thoughtfully look at the ceiling. Well, that's obvious. The camera shows his real home, an old, gloomy building in a night city. And here is his real kitchen, cramped with packs of instant noodles. And here is his reality, studying late into the night, sticky notes with reminders. A small room, a fan, dumbbells. That's his whole real life. Back to the game. Jisok lies on the bed, shovel under his head. He looks at the shovel. Here, runs through his mind. A house of 100 pyong, he dreams, imagining a luxurious living room. A 2-story mansion with its own yard. His fantasies grow. I can build all this and live here. Jisok grips the shovel. This is the best other world, he smiles blissfully. Suddenly, a huge monster appears in the doorway. Jisok jumps up in terror. Lion bear, extremely fierce. Danger A, the sign reads. Jisok panics. What kind of monster is this? A huge shadow looms over him. Close up, the enraged mouth of the lion bear, fangs and burning eyes. The monster attacks. Jisok barely dodges. The shovel flies to the side. The beast jumps, knocking the hero off his feet. He screams in surprise. The monster's powerful paw smashes his brand new bed to pieces. "You bastard!" Jisok looks fiercely at his trusty shovel. He grips the handle tightly, ready for a fight to the death. "You're dead!" Jisok takes a fighting stance, his gaze full of determination. "How dare you destroy my property?" He swings at the giant. "I'll crush you too." Jisok's face twists into a furious grin. "You bear bastard!" Jisok is enraged, his face distorted with anger. A powerful blow, and the hero is thrown out of his own house, breaking through the roof. Jisok crashes face first into the ground, blood flowing from his nose. An angelic halo appears above the fallen body. The system announces, "Your character has died." "You lose experience and respawn in a safe zone." Jisok reappears, semi-transparent. He looks gloomily at the shovel. "I'm so weak." Jisok looks around. "Wait, my house! Where is my house?" Instead of a house, and only smoking ruins and debris. "What are these ruins?" Close-up, broken bed, broken chair, everything destroyed. "No! Damn bear! Wasn't killing me enough? Why did you destroy my house?" Jisok cries among the rubble. Memories of the house flash before Jisok's eyes. He sobs, "Sniff my little home." Kneeling among the ruins, he grips the shovel. Will it come back? Rage overtakes Jisok. He raises the shovel against a backdrop of flames. "Come back, bear! I will take revenge!" Meanwhile, the silhouette of the lion bear emerges against a bloody orange sunset. The bear notices Jisok's new, smoking little house in the distance. A malicious grin appears on the monster's face with glowing eyes. Powerful paws with sharp claws are ready to smash everything again. The lion bear lets out a loud roar, approaching the new building. Jisok calmly meets the monster at the door. "Oh, you're here." The bear freezes in shock. Before him is Jisok in a huge wooden battle machine. "Welcome to my home!" Jisok grips the lever, his face twisted with shock and rage. "Bitch!" Wooden spikes shoot out from the machine, piercing the lion bear from all sides. Close up, the monster's face contorted in pain, eyes burning with fury. The bear, pierced by spikes, looks at Jisok. "You've got some spirit." Jisok smirks. "And what will you do now?" Before him is a catapult blueprint. A powerful shot from the catapult, a huge projectile flies straight at the monster. "Cock!" The lion bear takes a direct hit, its eyes roll back. The monster is thrown back, breaking the ground, and Jisok shouts, "Got you!" Jisok cautiously approaches the fallen beast. "It won't come back to life, right?" The lion bear's body begins to break apart into blue digital particles. Trophies fall from the defeated monster, meat, hide, and bones. The crafting menu opens. Now Jisok can create a helmet and armor from the lion bear. "So that's how materials are obtained." Jisok looks at his inventory. He considers going hunting, but sinister shadows are already watching him. Suddenly, Jisok freezes, his gaze full of surprise and anxiety. A whole horde of various monsters with glowing eyes surrounds him. "What? Where did so many monsters come from?" Jisok is terrified, trapped. Jisok's face twists with fear. This isn't fair anymore. He is drenched in cold sweat. The huge mouth of one of the beasts looms over him. Jisok screams desperately. Red death screen. Your character has died. Second death. And death again, now the fourth, from the claws of a furry beast. 12th death. Jisok with a shovel against a whole army of monsters. 49th death. His tiny figure falls against the backdrop of a burning house and giant creatures. 108th day of deaths. Jisok stands among the ruins, and a question arises. He looks straight ahead. "I understand you want to kill me. But the camera shows the debris of his house. Why destroy my home?" Jisok turns irritably. "I have to rebuild it every time." He stands alone against the dark horde. "Guys, are you doing this on purpose?" Close-up of his determined gaze. It's so annoying. His hand tightly grips the shovel. "You think I'll give up because of this? Never!" Jisok with the shovel fiercely charges forward. "Come on, try to kill me again." His face is twisted with mad determination. "I'll just respawn." The caption reads, 999th respawn, and a giant monster paw shakes the ground. A whole army of various monsters moves across the desert against a bloody sunset. The horde of monsters approaches the huge castle with a tall tower built by Jisok. The camera focuses on the top of the tower from where a voice says, "Are you here?" Jisok sits on the throne at the very top. What, did you come alone? Confident Jisok with a shovel addresses the monster. Call your boss, I'll easily deal with you. Suddenly, a small winged monster flies up to him with something red in its beak, emitting a sharp cry. Close up, the flying creature with glowing eyes screams piercingly, opening its mouth. Unexpectedly, a laser beam cuts the winged monster in half. Jisok looks at the falling remains. I warned you. You started again. He sits on the throne, addressing the monsters. What are you standing there for? Won't you come in? The camera shows his fortress studded with cannons. Didn't you come to kill me? The horde of various monsters looks at the castle, hesitating to attack. Jisok smirks, looking down at them. Or maybe you're afraid? Close up, one of the monsters snarls maliciously, baring its fangs. Enraged, the entire horde of monsters charges to attack the fortress. Many laser beams shoot from the towers, hitting the attackers. Dozens of monsters evaporate under the heavy fire of the castle's defense systems. Monsters roar as they ram the wall. Jisok smirks. Oh, breaking the wall? Jisok looks down with satisfaction. Great job! Monsters burn in a fiery trap. His flame cannon continues to spew fire. Put in more effort! A small pink monster squeaks in panic among the fire and silhouettes of monsters. The pink rabbit-like monster peeks out from cover in horror, noticing a new threat. Suddenly, the giant boss Granturus appears, looking contemptuously at the tiny panicker. Granturus's huge paw crushes the small monster with a crunch, blood splattering. Jisok looks resolutely at the boss. You're here, Granturus. This time I'll stop you. Granturus towers over Jisok's castle. How pathetic you are, King Jisok. Your efforts are futile. Granturus opens his giant mouth, preparing to attack. No matter how high you build, my breath. Granturus roars, his mouth spewing streams of energy that nothing can stop. The monster's powerful beam crashes into the ground, causing a colossal explosion. Jisok smirks defiantly. Is that so? Granturus is puzzled. You think no matter how high and grand I build? Granturus's burning eye narrows. It's all meaningless before you? Something huge rises from underground. And that's because the giant underground part of Jisok's fortress comes to life. Granturus watches as something even more incredible grows before him, something he has never encountered. The huge lizard freezes with an open mouth, stunned by the scale of what's happening. A colossal battle machine looms over Granturus, causing the monster to exclaim, "Wow!" The giant mechanical fist freezes above the boss, who whispers, "He's damn huge!" The mechanical fist crashes down on Granturus. The monster emits a death rattle. The shockwave cracks the ground, burying the boss under the robot's power. Jisok's colossal mech towers over the mountains against an epic sunset. The battle machine, assembled from fortress blocks, stands in the middle of a smoking crater. The defeated Granturus lies on his back, his huge body lifeless. Jisok stands victoriously on the shoulder of his giant creation, surveying the battlefield. Descending, he approaches the monster's carcass with his shovel. Granturus! Jisok looks at the fallen enemy. Finally! I have won! His shovel touches the monster, and it breaks down into materials, become resources. Trophies appear around Jisok, hide, eye, claws, and heart of Granturus. Jisok is surrounded by a glow. The system announces, "It's all over." A new message reads, "The ruler of the other world has changed. Granturus has fallen, King Jisok has risen." Jisok grips the shovel. No, this is only the beginning of a new world. With a devilish grin, he realizes, from now on, I can do whatever I want. In the dark otherworld, the news spreads. Lord Granturus defeated? Impossible. Elite commanders of Granturus's legions are shocked. The system announced, the invincible lord? One general suggests reconnaissance, but another is sure. It's unnecessary. The system is accurate. The Blazing Phoenix commander calls out, "Prepare for war! We will avenge Lord Granturus's blood!" The red many-eyed monster roars, "Summon all available forces!" The green lizard suggests preparing until tomorrow, but he is interrupted. "We're going now, idiot!" Sudden vibration interrupts the commander's argument, one of them surprised. Huh? A huge paw shakes the ground. The commander recognizes, "Those are the footsteps of Lord Granturus!" Above them looms the dark silhouette of Granturus, causing the generals to tremble. Commander Doro, who was just urged to take revenge, sees the resurrected lord. A voice from above asks, So you all gathered here? The commander is puzzled. It's not Granturus, but his mechanical replica, piloted by Jisok. So it was you? In the mech's eye, Jisok is seen recalling prayers. Please, stop killing me. Jisok, with a shovel, burning with rage, shouts, You destroyed everything I built. Mecha Granturus aims dozens of weapons. Don't you deserve the same? Jisok is resolute while a small monster on his shoulder squeaks, Well, wait, let's talk. Mecha Granturus unleashes a scorching mecha ray on the commanders. A huge blue energy sphere flashes in the sky above the battlefield. Jisok's shovel plunges into the ground, scattered with glowing crystals. Before him stands a small, trembling monster, Commander Doro of the 7th Legion. Jisok digs and Doro timidly offers, Boss, aren't you tired? Maybe I can do it for you? Jisok asks how Doro survived. He explains regeneration with reduction. So killing you now will be a piece of cake? Doro prays for mercy and horror. Jisok examines the mineral-rich soil. I want to ask something. Why did you try so hard to kill me? Jisok demands an answer. Doro stammers apologies. Doro begins the story. Once the creator visited Granturus and gave him a revelation. Doro explains. The creator ordered to eliminate King Jisok and then disappeared. Jisok is surprised. Why did you even get involved with an ordinary player like me? The monster philosophizes. Does a bee understand the beekeeper? But immediately fears Jisok's threat. Can I meet this creator? Jisok inquires, but Doro doesn't know the answer. Doro changes the subject. Master, may I ask you something? The little one asks what Jisok is doing. He replies, building a tower, obviously. To the question, why a tower? Jisok smiles mysteriously. I have a little plan. The hero points upward. I want to visit there someday. Jisok looks at the huge shining moon. To the moon. To the moon? Doro is shocked and Jisok just smirks. Isn't it fun? Doro panics. What nonsense. It's impossible because of rotation, vacuum, and weight. Jisok counters with a mad smile. People go to the moon because it's there. That's romance. The monster is stunned by Jisok's answer. It's a game, so somehow it'll work. This guy. Doro in despair. He's a complete idiot. We're doomed. No choice. With a sly grin, Doro decides, I'll pretend to serve him as my master. And when the chance comes, Jisok calls from the tower top, Hey, come up, help! I'll destroy him. Bright sunlight floods the sky, marking a new stage of construction. At night, Jisok and Doro continue building the tower from blocks under the starry sky, with a mecha dinosaur nearby. By day, Jisok commands with a shovel, and Doro, wearing a helmet and exhausted, hauls blocks under the watch of the robo-dinosaur. At the top, Jisok reflects while Doro sketches some plan on a board wearing glasses. Against a crimson sunset, Jisok continues building the tower with his last strength. Suddenly, a giant bird attacks, trying to snatch the crying Doro, but Jisok is alert. At night, atop the unfinished tower, Jisok and Doro sleep in sleeping bags. Meanwhile, their mechanical dinosaur fights off a fire demon in a fierce battle. The tower has grown to incredible heights, and the tired robo-dinosaur smokes at its base. Finally, Jisok and Doro reach space, standing atop their tower above the planet. Doro, now wearing a winter hat, looks at Jisok shyly and surprised, holding a block. Jisok, also in warm clothes, smiles broadly, offering Doro an energy bar. A mysterious entity watches them from the darkness of space. Wow. To the moon? The silhouette thinks, isn't he a fool? But he's doing something interesting. The entity grins ominously with a pen. To keep him from being disappointed, I'll arrange an interesting event for him. A list appears on a tablet. Speaking of the moon, here it is. Tricerino X6, Pink Salamander X1, Granturus. A huge spacesuit boot approaches the lunar surface, casting a shadow. Jisok with a shovel and Doro in spacesuits stand on the moon, with the tower reaching all the way to Earth behind them. The boot leaves the first clear footprint on the dusty surface of the moon. Jisok's face in the helmet shines with excitement. Ah, finally! Doro shouts in delight. Wow, we made it! Jisok remains calm nearby. Jisok proudly declares, I did it, we really did it. Doro agrees uncertainly. From the moon, there's a breathtaking view of Earth and the tower connecting them. Wow. The heroes admire Earth, Doro whispers. So beautiful. Jisok confirms. Yes, beautiful. Jisok and Doro sit on the moon, amazed by the beauty of the view. I've never seen anything like this. Doro sincerely thanks Jisok, who shyly waves it off. Come on now. The hero stands up, ready to work. Enough resting, time to gather lunar materials. Suddenly, both astronauts turn at some sound. Doro exclaims in surprise, "Huh?" Before them appears a giant, muscular lunar berserk rabbit growling, "Came to die, scum of the blue planet?" The rabbit screams, "This will be your grave," and swings for a crushing robo-fist. Suddenly, a huge mechanical fist slams the rabbit into the lunar dust. Jisok relieved. "You really scared me." Jisok turns to his mech. "What did you just say?" It replies, "Nothing special." The defeated rabbit wheezes threats. Jisok notes, "But I'm still alive?" Doro confirms, "You're tough." The rabbit's face distorted by rage and pain in close-up, one eye shattered. Jisok covers his ears from the roar. Doro panics, shouting, "Be big trouble!" The moon shakes. Doro guesses, "An earthquake? He's calling his buddies." A whole army of giant muscular rabbits rises from the lunar dust. The rabbits surround the heroes, roaring, "Die!" Doro horrified, "We're surrounded!" Jisok's mech fights back, but the hero admits, "Ugh, there are so many. This is bad." Jisok is tense, and Doro thinks, "We weren't ready for such a battle. Is this the end?" Doro notices, "But they only attacked the human, not me. This is my chance." With a sly grin, Doro decides, "Heh heh heh, goodbye. I must return to our planet." Doro turns to the tower leading to Earth, his eyes full of determination to escape. Suddenly, the rabbits notice Doro and surround him. The little one freezes in horror. Doro recalls the view of Earth, thinking, "So beautiful. Thank you." He mentally thanks Jisok for showing me this. In Doro's eye reflects Earth and the tower, the way home he almost chose. Jisok fights off the rabbits with his shovel, shouting, "Damn, there are so many!" The hero looks for a breach in the defense while one of the rabbits jumps at him. Suddenly, Doro fires a powerful beam from his hand, hitting the rabbit mid-jump. Jisok is surprised. "What? You're not bad." Doro boastfully replies, "I've been hiding it all this time." Jisok admits, "I thought you'd run away." Doro explains, "In gratitude for showing me something beautiful." "I will fight and die with you, master, so you won't be alone," Doro declares resolutely. Jisok smiles, impressed, looking at Doro and the new wave of rabbits. "Not bad." The rabbits, with furious cries, "Kill them all!" rush down on the heroes from above. Doro, a bit shy, admits to Jisok, "I like you." Jisok, in a new powerful spacesuit with Doro on his shoulder, announces, "Romance, you passed." Below is the loot list. The hero looks at the rabbits. "Why should we die? We'll come back alive." Jisok's suit transforms, releasing huge rocket wings. "And now you'd better become my materials." Jisok unleashes a barrage of energy on the enemies. Jisok and Doro clink glasses against the backdrop of Earth and the tower, celebrating victory. Jisok drinks with relief. Doro sits nearby, both looking tired. The heroes rest on the moon among the gathered blocks. Jisok sighs. "That was really tough." Doro is outraged. "You're carving your name on the moon? Better to fight the rabbits." On the moon is the inscription, "King Jisok." Doro reproaches Jisok. "Seriously, such a bore. Why do you play like that?" Jisok smiles and replies, "Because it's fun, that's the thing." Doro sighs. "God, I don't get it. Do it or not, I don't care," looking at Earth. Suddenly, ominous purple energy flares above Earth, rushing toward the tower. The heroes are shocked by what they see. Jisok shouts, "What? What is that?" Jisok's face distorts with horror and confusion. "Ugh, what is that?" A huge explosion tears apart part of Earth at the base of the tower. Another world. Doro panics, yelling, "Ah! Ah! Another world! Our planet!" Jisok is stunned. Jisok decisively orders, "You stay here. I'll go check it out." Ignoring Doro's objections, Jisok speeds toward the burning Earth. Doro shouts after the departing Jisok, "Master, hey!" Then bitterly, "Ah, he flew away." Left alone, Doro mutters in horror, What's happening? Blowing the planet to pieces." Jisok rushes to Earth, clenching his fist, thinking, "What kind of bastard could do this?" Jisok's face twists with rage. "If they touched even a hair of what I built." A powerful explosion shakes the surface of the planet, shrouded in a red glow. Jisok in a spacesuit lands on one knee amid the smoking ruins. Removing his helmet, the hero desperately calls through the interference, "Granturis, where are you? Answer me." Jisok with a shovel wanders over the scorched earth. Damn, no signal. Climbing onto a rock, he notices something. Huh? There he is. Hey, what happened? Among fire and debris lies a huge, defeated mechanical serpent. Jisok whispers, "Grantu!" Granturus, the mechanical serpent, is defeated and smoking, its hull glowing red hot. Jisok looks at his fallen ally in horror, unable to believe his eyes. Suddenly, a dark figure notices Jisok. "Boss, someone else is still alive there." Jisok's face twists with rage, ready to face new enemies. Another figure points at Jisok. "Urus, look at his weapon!" Jisok's eye narrows as he assesses the approaching threat. One of the enemies laughs. "Ha ha, he's holding a shovel! What a weirdo!" Another villain, muscular and in just underwear, grips a wooden stick. Their boss appears, the strongest player Chao Life, and asks Jisok, "Who are you?" Jisok, surrounded by a blue aura, shovel at the ready, replies, "And who are you?" Chao Life smirks. "You're really angry, huh? If there's a problem..." Jisok's eye flashes with blue flame, ready for battle. Two auras clash, opponents ready to fight with the cry, "Let's battle!" Chao Life announces, "The strongest player Chao Life with a plus, enhanced wooden stick, peace." A subordinate giggles. "Boss, you don't recognize me? This guy is a real newbie," but Chao Life cuts him off. "Shut up." Jisok looks at the defeated Granturus and realizes, so it was you. Flashback. Jisok builds a tower. Granturus nearby is a loyal guardian. Scenes of hard work. Jisok hauls materials. His little helpers sleep nearby. The burning tower, his creation meant to reach the moon, is destroyed. Jisok shouts in rage at Chao Life. You destroyed it all?" Chao Life in a cloak and underwear, his familiar shouts, "Pervert and just long johns." Jisok with shovel at the ready against the backdrop of flames, menacingly asks, "Ready, pervert?" Chao Life chuckles. "Pervert, ha ha ha, laugh all you want." He continues with a mysterious smile. "I still have a long way to go. You might not know, that's normal." Chao, with a mad look, swings his stick. "If you don't know, you'll have to pay." He brings down a strike from above, shouting, "Take this!" Jisok looks up in shock. A powerful attack of purple energy nearly hits Jisok. Chao lands, and Jisok, dodging, looks surprised. Huh? Jisok's suit is damaged, his left leg sparking. That was dangerous. The accelerator failed. Chao smirks, commenting on Jisok's speed, who thinks, "That bastard!" Jisok responds with a barrage of rockets, shouting, "Take this!" A whole swarm of moon rockets rushes toward the enemy against the full moon backdrop. Chao Life just smirks. "Haha, snot-nose, moon, lol." Shrouded in a purple aura, he declares, "Well, I'll show you something too." A powerful purple uppercut bursts from underground, aimed at Jisok. Jisok panics, shouting, "Emergency retreat!" Trying to dodge, he barely shouts, "Summon!" A giant stone golem rises from the ground. "Royal Castle!" Chao Life exclaims in amazement. "What?" The stone giant charges forward, scattering debris. "Castle onslaught!" Chao familiar screams in terror as the stone giant unleashes its power. Doro on the moon watches the cataclysm on Earth in bewilderment. What's happening? The little helper worries about his master. Is he okay? This master? Jisok's huge stone golem Royal Castle looms over the battlefield. Chao Life meets the giant's blow from below with his stick. This can't be... In just underwear, Kayano easily stops the stone colossus's fist with a wooden stick. Jisok in shock. He blocked that? With a wooden stick? And Chao smirks. Now it's my turn. Chao with a mad smile spins his stick charged with purple energy. The muscular villain in underwear soars into the air above the giant castle golem. Jisok's face twists in horror, anticipating an incredible attack from his opponent. Chao Life prepares a crushing strike from above, purple energy tearing through space. He resolutely hovers in the air, gripping his stick against a backdrop of purple haze. Jisok's eye flashes blue as he realizes, this guy. Jisok tightens his grip on the shovel, summoning a huge block of earth seeping with power. Blocks multiply at an incredible speed. 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. Summon of 1,000,000 blocks! Jisok shouts, unleashing colossal power. An incredible wall of blocks, blazing with energy, shoots upward. Kaiono exclaims in shock. Kah! Chaono Life looks up stunned. Damn, who is this guy? A mad grin appears on his face. Wow, who is this guy? Chaono, engulfed in flames, raises his stick. Well then, let's finish this! Chaono Life falls through block debris, pursued by a purple beam. Jisok watches in horror from below. Their weapons, a stick and a shovel, are about to clash. Both fighters grit their teeth in fury. The wooden stick strikes the shovel, a lone green leaf falling off it. A massive explosion of energy envelops the planet, marking the collision of their attacks. From space, a colossal purple beam bursts from Earth's surface. Planet fragments scatter through the silent cosmos after the monstrous strike. Earth is split in two by a glowing purple rift. Someone calls out, Boss! Urus, the familiar, finds Kaiono Life. Boss, so that's where you were? Chaono in underwear stands on a fragment. Urus comments, Wow, another world. You really destroyed everything, boss. Jisok's eyes widen in shock and disbelief as he silently watches what happened. Jisok's shovel glows blue. He doesn't give up. But Chaono looks puzzled at the surviving Jisok. Why is he still alive? With his last strength, Jisok breathes heavily, gripping his weapon. He is exhausted but challenges. Come on, you lousy pervert. Jisok loses consciousness. Urus notes, he's out. The familiar points at the weapon. That shovel looks suspicious, right? Chaono contemplates Jisok's power and his unusual artifact. He stares intently at the defeated enemy. This guy? Who is he? Suddenly, Jisok's shovel bursts with dazzling blue light, capturing Kaiono's gaze. A shining figure emerges from the shovel. Kaiono is shocked. Who are you? The figure replies, I am your enemy. New faces are introduced. Choi Dokbai, director of Chrono Life, and the mysterious Yuria. Yuria hovers behind Dokbai, reproaching him. You destroyed the planet again, damn bastard. Chaono is shocked by Dokbai's sudden appearance, shouting, Grandpa, what the hell are you doing here? Yuria rushes to unconscious Jisok, shouting, User! She tries to revive Jisok while Chaono asks Dokbai, Is this your granddaughter, Grandpa? A beauty? Persistently waking Jisok, Yuria says, Wake up, Mr. Jisok, and he begins to regain consciousness. Yuria looks at him, stating, You need to show more perseverance. A vision flashes. Jisok is tormented by demons, and Yuria says, I worked so hard. Yuria smiles mysteriously, continuing, to make you stronger. She holds Jisok, revealing her title, Lead Developer of the Other World, Yuria, adding, Killing you all this time. Jisok is shocked by Yuria's words, whispering, What are you saying? He writhes in pain, admitting, It hurts so much. Yuria, holding him on a fragment in space, states, Oh, looks like he lost consciousness. Jisok is unconscious, completely at the mercy of the developer. Yuria gently leans in and kisses the exhausted Jisok. Their kiss takes place against the backdrop of the Earth split in two, glowing with energy. Their faces are very close, a moment before the very touch. With a mysterious smile, Yuria wishes him, Sleep peacefully, my dear user. Suddenly, Jisok's little assistant desperately calls out, Master, hey, Master! The familiar tries with all his might to bring Jisok to his senses, slapping his face. Wake up! Jisok suddenly sits up, shouting in pain after the familiar's slap. Ouch, that hurts, buddy. He grabs his head, trying to recover. Ugh, my head is splitting. An image of the recent colossal explosion flashes in his mind. He can't believe his eyes. What? Before him appears the planet split in two, and he mutters, Another world? However, then Jisok sees the Earth completely intact, puzzled. Why is it unharmed? His familiar Doro rushes to him with a joyful shout, Master, I was so worried. Doro, embarrassed, denies it. Don't get me wrong, I was just worried about myself. I almost got lost in space. Jisok notices a familiar inscription made of blocks on the lunar surface. Since you're here, Doro, does that mean I return to the moon? Several familiars surround him, asking about his condition, and Jisok replies, Seems fine. He thinks, Why am I okay? I was seriously hurt in the battle with that pervert. And behind him looms a sinister shadow. Jisok sits on the moon, looking at the Earth, and asks Doro to tell him what happened while he was unconscious. Doro nods resolutely, ready to tell the whole story of what happened. A flashback begins. Doro screams in horror, seeing debris flying through space. The familiar watches in tears as the other world splits into two parts. Jisuk tries to calm Doro, but he recalls a bright flash that frightened him. From the dazzling light appears a shining silhouette. Doro, shocked, asks, What is that?" It turns out to be Yuria, carrying the unconscious Jisuk in her arms, while Doro looks up from below. Doro cries out in despair, "Master!" seeing him unconscious with his tongue out. Yuria lays Jisuk on the lunar surface, calming Doro that he just lost consciousness. She explains, "Of course I cast a healing spell on him," kissing him under the sign of healing. Doro asks what she did, and Yuria smiles and replies, "A very intense one." The familiar shakes Jisuk angrily, accusing Yuria. "You did this to the master and the other world?" Yuria stands proudly, admitting, "Wow, you even recognized me, the creator? What a smart little one." She denies responsibility for the destruction, pointing to the cracked planet. "But you're wrong. I didn't cause this commotion." Yuria explains, "The wooden club of level 99 came from the main server of Chrono Life." She continues, "The other world was created to protect new users." Yuria adds, "It blocked their access to the main server with a system barrier." "But the wooden club of level 99? Yuria points to Chiono, ready to attack. Chiono, with a mad grin, swings his club, intending to break the barrier. A powerful strike of the club breaks the planet's defense, causing a colossal explosion. Yuria tells Doro, "He is safe in his world. I will restore peace to this planet, but it will face danger again." She continues, looking at the sleeping Jisuk. "When he wakes up, tell him—" Her words for Jisuk are full of expectation. "Mr. Jisuk, I place great hopes on you." Folding her hands, Yuria concentrates energy, her eyes shining. "Recover!" A powerful light envelops the other world, healing the crack under her command. Jisuk moans in his sleep, echoing pain, while Yuria performs the restoration. A dazzling flash marks the complete healing of the cracked planet. After the bright light, Doro regains consciousness next to the still sleeping master. Doro looks at Jisuk in amazement, realizing the scale of Yuria's deeds. Doro's story ends, and before Jisuk appears the peaceful Earth, his homeworld. Doro, hugging Jisuk, exclaims, "The planet, it's whole again!" The familiar recalls how the creator disappeared, leaving them on the moon. Doro finishes his story, and that's what happened. Jisuk sits with a shovel, silently digesting what he heard. He bitterly admits, I lost. Jisuk realizes his mistake. "I was too arrogant." He recalls with regret, "Calling myself the Lord of the other world, I thought I was invincible." Jisuk desperately strikes the lunar surface with the shovel. "Pathetic! I couldn't protect anything again." Doro tries to comfort him. "He is the strongest user. You survived, so you fought well." Jisuk looks at the shovel, his eyes wide open from a sudden thought. Jisuk looks at the shovel, puzzled. "Huh? How did I block the strike with this?" He wonders, how did it withstand a weapon capable of splitting the world? Jisuk turns to Doro. "Doro, do you know what this shovel is made of?" Doro admits, "I'm not good with minerals now, but the experts definitely know." The familiar suggests, "Of course the dwarves, they live in the wide mine." Jisuk clarifies, "Dwarves, are they good at crafting too?" Doro nods enthusiastically. Jisuk decisively grabs Doro. "Great, let's go to them immediately." He asks for directions, but Doro doesn't know, and Jisuk opens the crafting menu. Jisuk, holding Doro, announces, "No worries, we'll search from the air." They are enveloped in blue energy. A powerful impulse lifts them up, and now forward. Doro is shocked. Jisuk recalls Cheono, "The one who destroyed my home, that pervert of level 99, and Yuria, and that woman." In front of the giant robot, Jisuk swears, "Just wait." With Doro in his hands, he resolutely declares, "I will definitely take revenge on you." Meanwhile, in another world on the Dark Plateau, darkness reigns. Bone warriors rise from the ground, ready for battle. Hero Joachim faces a whole army of advancing skeletons. With a powerful attack, he strikes the undead. Blue lightning pierces the enemies. Joachim smirks, seeing their number. There are quite a few of them. A red-haired warrior fiercely smashes a skeleton with a shining strike. The warrior Peach Shield declares, It doesn't matter. They're all weaklings, Joachim counters. I think you're too strong. Mage Grace complains about another fight while the fox thief Foxter teases her. Joachim pierces a skeleton with his sword, bored. The difficulty is clearly for beginners. He explains, we just grew faster than the developers expected. Pete Shield grumbles about the game's clumsy controls and a recent server crash. The whole team chops skeletons, and the warrior boasts, maybe we're the strongest on the server? Suddenly, Grace falls silent, looking up, and Joachim asks, what's wrong, Grace? Grace looks anxiously at the sky, murmuring a friend's name. Joachim. The heroes notice a dark silhouette in the sky, and Joachim wonders, what is that? An unidentified object slowly descends, hidden in the twilight of the skies. Joachim speculates with interest. Maybe it's an undiscovered monster? He smirks. To be our first opponent. What bad luck for him. The team prepares for battle. Let's get an achievement for the first victory. A strange flying object approaches the heroes, making sounds. Inside the helicopter, Jisok asks, did you find the dwarves? Doro looks out the window. No, this is the skeleton's home, Jisok hisses. Jisok proudly presents his Tyrannosaurus helicopter. This is romance. Jisok is glad he brought back the skull head, Doro whispers in horror. Kill. Gently. Jisok notices figures below. What is that? Players. He sees a team of heroes fighting skeletons. Looks like they're in the middle of a battle. A sudden purple flash blinds Jisok and Doro. A powerful energy beam shoots into the sky straight at them. The beam hits the Tyrannosaurus helicopter, causing a scream of horror from the cockpit. Below, Grace shouts, I hit it! And Joachim commands, keep shooting! Pete Shield spins her dragon weapon, preparing to attack. The weapon turns into a red whirlwind, rushing toward the helicopter with a shout of thunder! Pete Shield's attack strikes the helicopter, but it remains in the air. Jisok and Doro see small projectiles bouncing off the cockpit glass. Jisok is surprised. What is that? They're very weak, Doro suggests. Maybe newbies? Jisok smirks, recalling his past battles. The contrast is huge. Jisok looks down from the cockpit. Maybe we should give in to them. But Doro objects. Jisok, furious. They started first. We need to settle the score. He addresses the helicopter. Gran Turismo, those guys down there. Jisok maliciously orders, blow them up. The helicopter is ready to comply. The heroes below notice the glowing mouth of the Tyrannosaurus. Joachim is surprised. Huh? A dazzling energy blast bursts from the helicopter's mouth. In Joachim's eyes reflects the terrifying flash of the approaching attack. The mighty Mecha beam crashes down to the ground, sweeping everything around. The team of heroes is hit by a blast wave. Joachim shouts in disbelief, Cannot be! Joachim's face is twisted with horror. He cannot believe what is happening. The Tyrannosaurus helicopter hovers over the burning ground, where Joachim shouts in shock, What madness is this? Inside the cockpit, Jisok and Doro are stunned by the power of the Mecha beam, which cannot be stopped. The helicopter unleashes an even fiercer Mecha beam onto the ground. The hero's silhouette is thrown into the air by a dazzling flash from the new strike. Two comical figures resembling Joachim tumble in the epicenter of the explosion. A giant fireball rises above the ground, leaving only scorched desert behind. The Tyrannosaurus helicopter hovers over the smoking ruins, surveying the aftermath. Joachim lies powerless in a deep crater, his sword lying nearby. Jisok with the shovel and Doro stand among bones. Doro suggests, maybe we should revive the skeletons and ask for directions? Jisok enthusiastically agrees. Great idea, shall we try? Shouting, become materials, Jisok strikes the glowing skull with the shovel. Bones scatter around Jisok, and the system confirms resource collection. Suddenly, Jisok unlocks a new ability, Bone Creator. The activation condition for the ability turns out to be revenge for the skeletons. By combining bones, one can create a powerful skeleton servant. Jisok looks puzzled at the Bone Creator interface with Doro nearby. He decides to try the new ability since materials are everywhere, but Doro is worried. Jisok announces, all set, against a gloomy purple landscape. He starts the process and a mechanical hand in the interface assembles a creature. As a result, a cute skeleton dog appears, very curious and affectionate. Jisok is charmed by the skeleton dog, naming it Kostiashka, while Doro is shocked by this oddity. Doro demands to stop fooling around, but Jisok finds it amusing. Suddenly, a window pops up before Jisok. Special event! Event condition. Create 100 unique skeletons and receive a rare creature. Jisok is thrilled, boasting to Doro, "See, I have a plan for everything." He decisively presses the Create button, anticipating the result. Bones soar into the air, enveloped in purple glow. Assembly begins. Jisok, Doro, and Kostyashka watch the process with amazement and awe. Against a backdrop of fireworks, a majestic figure in a helmet appears, saying, "Master." A powerful skeleton lich appears in all its glory. Race, Lich King, danger level SSS. The Lich King asks Jisok to give him a name. Doro panics, exclaiming, "Lich King!" Doro screams at Jisok in horror, "Master, no, not him!" Doro explains that the Lich King is the most cunning and evil monster who obeys no one. Ignoring Doro, Jisok thoughtfully says, "I've decided." Jisok smiles and points at the Lich. "Your name is Bogidok." Doro is shocked. Is now the time to think about names? Jisok confidently tells Doro, "Look, he listens well. Everything will be fine." The Lich stands obediently. Jisok asks Bogidok if he knows where the wide mine is. The Lich replies, "Yes, I know." Doro is surprised. "He knows!" Jisok happily asks, "Oh, then lead us there immediately." Bogidok answers, "As you command," and draws a dagger wrapped in a purple aura. The scene shifts to the past, showing a night forest with various creatures at a watering hole. In the past, a shovel thuds into the ground, a leaf flies off. Suddenly, a dazzling light floods the forest creatures at the watering hole. A colossal energy strike crashes from space onto the planet. A purple beam from the sky carries the command Restoration. People come to on the pavement. A knight in the center looks confused. His face shows shock, and the caption below reads, "Users." Meanwhile, in the mountains, a lone warrior meditates on a rocky peak. From the darkness, someone's sharp, predatory eye gleams. A human silhouette stands in the center of a raging golden stream. His determined profile is clearly visible against the dawn sky. In a huge hall bathed in light from a stained glass window, a dark figure sits on a throne. A sinister grin appears on the observer's face, craving power over the world. Even they admit the new master made a very impressive statement about himself. And everyone who saw the signs carved on the moon remembered this day. This day became known as the Day of the King's Arrival, with hieroglyphs on the moon. Jisok with the shovel, Bogidok, and Doro are ready to head to the wide mine, with skeletons hovering above them. Bogidok grins ominously, and Jisok says, "But before that..." With a sharp sound, Bogidok draws his dagger, turning to the surprised Jisok. Bogidok sternly addresses Jisok. "Don't even think about hiding it anymore." Doro and Jisok are puzzled. Jisok looks tense, and Bogidok continues, "You're not planning to leave just like that, right?" Bogidok declares that there are still unfinished business on the Great Plains of Oduk. Jisok, enthusiastically shovel-ready, asks, "Where do we start?" The Lich grins ominously, surrounded by a purple aura. Heh. What are you talking about?" Suddenly, Bogidok transforms, putting on a helmet, vest, and exclaims with a pickaxe, "Safety! The most important thing!" Jisok, Doro, and Bogidok in construction gear announce to the skeletons in helmets, "Safe housing, let's build it together." Jisok's goal is a tower fortress packed with weapons so no one can approach. Jisok inspires the skeleton army. "We will provide our own defense. Safety is our top priority." Bogidok repeats the safety slogan with a devilish grin, clearly enjoying the situation. Jisok looks slightly puzzled by the scale of the construction that Bogidok and the skeleton army have launched. Meanwhile, a gloomy purple landscape with sharp rocks stretches around them. Bogidok, pickaxe in hand, safety above all. The grand opening of the Oduk Tower. Jisok, the Lich, and a skeleton cut the ribbon. Oduk Tower in all its glory, an impregnable citadel of skeletons. Jisok, "Final safety test." Doro in horror, "Not this!" Doro with the intruder target, a live bait for testing. The tower's weapons immediately strike the enemy. Doro barely escapes. Jisok is pleased. Test passed. Kostyashka is also fine on the training target. Jisok relieved. Now we can set off with a clear conscience. His order for a strong enemy, laser signal, and immediate retreat. Jisok says goodbye to Bul Aji, the house guardian. "Take care of him." Bogidok rides a motorcycle with a sidecar. Jisok and Doro are ready for the trip to the wide mine, shouting, "I'll be back." Jisok waves goodbye to the skeleton army at Oduk Tower, promising to return. The trio speeds on the motorcycle through the desert, illuminated by the rays of the setting sun. Jisok asks why they didn't take the Gran Turismo. Bogidok replies, "It's slow and annoying." Jisok thoughtfully says, "Did we spend too much time on the Great Plains of Oduk?" Doro agrees with displeasure. "Exactly, that wasn't even our goal." Jisok counters with a shining smile. "But we had fun, right? That's enough." Bogidok, looking at Jisok, smirks, "And you made many friends." Riding into the sunset, Bogidok wishes Jisok to enjoy this journey too, to which he happily agrees. Night catches the travelers in the forest. Jisok, Bogidok, and Doro cozy up by the campfire with a tent, preparing dinner. In the morning, Jisok, Bogidok, and Doro walk along a picturesque lake, their reflections gliding on the water. The travelers reach the edge of a huge gorge, where Bogidok points to the entrance of the wide mine. The ominous mine entrance beckons with red lights, a sign with a pickaxe nearby. Jisok in a helmet, looking at the dimly lit tunnel, confirms, "Here it is." Bogidok majestically announces, "Wide mine," while Jisok and Doro in helmets are ready to descend. Doro in a helmet asks worriedly, "Where are the dwarves?" Bogidok mysteriously draws out, "Well," Bogidok recalls, "according to my data from a past life, news from the dwarves in the mine stopped long ago." Jisok is shocked. With a sinister grin, Bogidok adds, "One day the dwarves simply stopped coming out of the mine." He continues, pointing inside, "None of those who went to find out what happened returned." Doro screams in horror, "Why are you only telling me this now?" Bogidok smirks, "You never asked." Doro panics and suggests turning back, but Bogidok is adamant. "Did we come all this way?" Suddenly, two fiery arrows fly straight at Jisok, catching him off guard. Bogidok swiftly deflects one attack, and Doro in a helmet miraculously dodges the second. From the darkness, two silhouettes with ominously glowing red eyes watch them. Jisok exclaims in horror, "What is that?" A crackling sound is heard. Bogidok's face twists into an anticipatory grin, his eyes burning with purple fire. Doro desperately shouts, "Don't kill them!" while Bogidok prepares to fight the attackers. Bogidok, surrounded by a purple aura, powerfully knocks back one of the enemies. Jisok, mouth agape, looks at the defeated attacker who turns out to be a dwarf and shouts, "A dwarf?" Bogidok holds two captured dwarves, and Jisok wonders, "Are dwarves really such a dangerous race?" Jisok shakes a dwarf, trying to find out the reason for the attack, while Doro watches anxiously. The awakened dwarf recognizes Jisok as a human and begs him to run, leaving Jisok puzzled. The dwarf despairingly reports that all his kin in the mine have gone mad and become ferocious. A flash shows enraged dwarves with burning red eyes and sharp claws. The dwarf screams that death awaits anyone who enters the mine, and behind the heroes looms darkness full of red eyes. Jisok asks Bogidok, puzzled, how the dwarf came to, who replies, "After a severe shock." Bogidok grins ominously, clearly scheming something. Jisok with a shovel and Bogidok with a purple aura proclaim, "There is an easy way, physiotherapy." Jisok, turning to the dark passage with myriad red eyes, defiantly shouts, "Come out, you evil old men!" Close-up of an enraged dwarf with bloodshot eyes and bared teeth, ready to fight. A horde of mad dwarves with pickaxes rushes at the heroes. Jisok shouts, "Forward!" Bogidok, eyes blazing with purple fire, prepares a powerful magical attack. Bogidok unleashes a barrage of magic arrows on the crowd of dwarves. Doro also joins the fight, scattering dwarves with blue energy strikes. Jisok bursts into the enemy crowd using the Robo-Fist move. Jisok eagerly dishes out punches. Bogidok encourages him, "You're quite a fighter." Suddenly, an enraged dwarf with a pickaxe swings at Jisok from behind. "Don't relax!" Bogidok instantly blocks the attack, protecting Jisok. "How dare you!" Bogidok looks at the surprised Jisok with a sly grin. Jisok indignantly says, "I could have handled it myself." Bogidok sarcastically smirks. Sure. Jisok continues the physiotherapy, but the dwarves scream in horror, "Stop, if you keep making noise." One of the dwarves panics and shouts, "It will wake up, that monster!" Suddenly, the mine wall explodes from the strike of a giant clawed paw with a red aura. From the breach emerges a bony hand and a huge yellow eye emitting a low growl. Gruel! A monstrous silhouette appears before the heroes. Jisok and Doro scream in horror, while Bogidok asks, "Don't you know?" Close-up of Jisok, his face distorted by shock, hair standing on end from what he sees. Above them looms a giant three-eyed monster with horns and a fang-filled mouth oozing green slime. A sign appears. Zombie Dragon SSS-class boss resurrected by a curse and thirsting for revenge. The dragon immediately attacks Jisok with a powerful red energy beam. Jisok desperately runs away, shouting, "Why is it targeting only me?" While Doro thinks with relief, "Good thing it's not me." Jisok panics and flees from the dragon, yelling, "Damn it!" Bogidok raises Jisok's shovel, which bursts into blue flames and shouts, "Gran Therese!" The shovel transforms into a giant mechanical dinosaur with Bogidok riding it. The zombie dragon looks astonished at the appearing mecha dinosaur. Close-up of the glowing red eye of the mecha dinosaur, ready for battle. The three yellow eyes of the zombie dragon fill with rage at the sight of the new opponent. Doro and the dwarves cheer excitedly. "Yes, yes, go, Granturus, wow!" The mecha dinosaur Granturus and the zombie dragon stand menacingly against each other. Granturus soars into the air, its propeller spinning rapidly. The mecha dinosaur attacks, cutting off the zombie dragon's tail with its spinning propeller. Granturus holds the zombie dragon in a death grip. The dragon is already begging for mercy. Jisok frantically searches for a solution, shouting about the need to create a torso. Falling, Jisok suddenly has an epiphany. He knows what to do. He remembers the pixel artifact. I can create it. At that moment, the zombie dragon bursts into a frightening blue aura. Powerful blue energy emanates from the monster, its silhouette distorts. Jisok unleashes his hidden power, legendary bone creator. Before them appears the skull Granturus, a bone double of the mecha dinosaur. The enraged zombie dragon refuses to surrender and growls back. The original Granturus charges again, biting into the enemy's neck. The skull Granturus fiercely shakes the zombie dragon, which emits a plaintive squeak. The bone dinosaur tosses the crippled dragon high into the air. Jisok shouts excitedly, "Granturus, finish him off!" The skull Granturus gathers dazzling golden energy in its mouth. A mighty beam of light crashes from the sky onto the fallen zombie dragon. The dragon's three eyes widen in terror as it is consumed by the explosion. A huge pillar of energy strikes the ground, leaving no trace of the dragon. Doro looks at Bogidok in amazement in his shining golden form. The dwarves, having recovered, watch the outcome of the battle with reverence. Jisok looks up with a satisfied smile, enjoying the victory. Far in the mountains, a pillar of light is visible, and in the foreground stands a figure in a business suit. Assistant Rim looks anxiously at his master, who states, "They succeeded." Rim asks, "What shall we do, master?" while the master holds a document in his hand. The master crumples the paper, saying, "Well, what can you do?" A sign appears, Loan Shark Heartbreaker, who throws aside the crumpled sheet, declaring, "Contract annulled." Heartbreaker grins ominously, ordering, "Contact him, that idiot."